For the last few years, we've treated AI like this amazing improv actor.
Right. Great for a chat.
Great for a chat, great for brainstorming, but when you ask it to do a complex, multi-step job.
It just forgets its lines halfway through.
Exactly. And you don't want an improviser, say, running your company's payroll.
No, you want a bureaucrat. You want something that follows the procedure every single time.
And that is precisely the shift that we're digging into today. We are moving from, prompt engineering
All that begging the model to please behave.
to something called agent skills. The documentation we have here describes them as expertise packages.
Or onboarding manuals, which I think is just the perfect way to frame it.
It really is. So our mission for this deep dive is to figure out how these manuals turn a generic assistant into a specialist.
And we're looking at a specific case study, an idea-to-video workflow that is, well, it's surprisingly solid.
But first, let's get under the hood. When we say skill, we're not just talking about a fancy system prompt.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
This is architectural. A skill here is a very rigid structure. It's a folder.
A folder with specific ingredients inside.
Exactly. You've got your instructions in a skill.md file. You have your code, Python, Bash, whatever, and then any other resources it needs. It's a little self-contained kit.
Okay, but that brings up a huge red flag for me. If I want my agent to do 50 things, and I load 50 of these kits into its brain,
The contest window explodes.
the token cost would just be astronomical. You'd run out of memory instantly.
Right, and that is where the design gets really smart. It uses what they call dynamic discovery.
So it's acting like a library index. It doesn't read every book at once.
Precisely. It just scans the metadata, the titles, the quick descriptions. It finds the right tool for the job.
And only then does it actually check out the book, so to speak, and load the heavy files.
Yes, just for the moment it needs to execute. They call it progressive disclosure.
That is incredibly efficient. Now, this sounds a little bit like the Model Context Protocol, MCP, that people are talking about, but there's a difference, right?
A subtle one, but it's a really important one. Think of it this way. MCP connects the agent to the kitchen,
Okay, so it gives it access to all the tools, the data.
the raw ingredients, but the skill is the recipe.
So it's the how. It's the step-by-step guide for getting a predictable result.
Exactly. And the best part is you can stack these recipes. The docs call it composability.
So you could use a brand voice skill on top of an Excel automation skill.
And the report it generates isn't just accurate, it actually sounds like it came from you.
That composability, I guess that's what makes the big case study here possible, the idea-to-video workflow.
This is where it all comes together. The agent isn't just writing text anymore, it's orchestrating other specialized models.
And this workflow is wild. For visuals, it looks like they're using a model called Flux as the default.
Which is a smart choice, yeah.
Right, because Flux is like the best right now at rendering actual text inside an image, but they don't lock you in.
No. If you want a specific style, like a vintage travel poster,
It swaps in another tool, Focus.
and before any of that, it uses enhanced image prompting to flesh out your simple idea into a super detailed description for the image model.
But the motion part is where I was really impressed.
That would be LTX.
Yeah, for those little 5 to 10 second clips. But it's not just making a picture move.
No, it's using what they call dynamic video prompting. The agent is basically acting as a cinematographer. It's adding camera moves, subject dynamics.
It's directing the shot.
Yes, okay.
And then it layers on sound with Audio. But here's the thing. Running Flux, LTX, and an audio model all at once, that should just melt a normal GPU.
It absolutely would if they were all on at the same time, but they're not. It's all about resource management.
It's dancing around the VRAM limit, so it keeps the main text brain, the llama.cpt model, active.
But it keeps the heavy video models cold. It spins them up, renders the frame, and shuts them right back down to free up that memory.
It's the difference between just, prompt and pray, and running a deterministic, predictable script.
An orchestra instead of a jam session.
Before we wrap up, though, there was one little feature mentioned at the end that I think is the most disruptive thing here. The skill creator.
Ah, the tool that helps the AI package new skills.
Right. We're talking about a system that helps you write its own onboarding manual.
I mean, it changes the whole relationship, doesn't it?
It completely does. If the software can start to package its own expertise to write its own user manual, what even happens to the learning curve for complex tools?
We might be heading to a place where you don't learn software anymore.
You just tell the agent what you want, and it builds the skill to go and do it.
That is a fascinating and maybe a slightly terrifying thought to end on.